Alright, welcome back everyone. Today I decided to do a second video on the 3 Decans of Cancer. And right now we're looking at the second Decan of Cancer. So the second Decan of Cancer is the Decan where we're really seeing a lot of intense planetary conflict. And that planetary conflict really shows because Cancer is ruled by the moon. Scorpio, the second Decan of Cancer, or the Martial Decan of Cancer, Scorpio is ruled by Mars. And so the moon is also in fall in Scorpio, and Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn and is in fall in Cancer. So you can see a lot of planetary conflict there. A lot. Along with the fact that Jupiter is exalted in Cancer and is in fall in Capricorn. So yeah, there's just a whole planetary mess going on here. And so this can show itself in very insidious ways. If you look at the sign of Scorpio, you'll notice that Scorpio, kind of the scorpion and the serpent, will inflict damage upon its enemies and its prey in very insidious ways. It's not going to be direct. It's not going to be obvious. It's going to be more hidden, more insidious, more even perhaps roundabout. If you think of Aries, Aries will just attack because it feels like it. Scorpio represents Mars that will find an excuse to do something that could be a more morally justified an excuse. Whereas Cancer represents protection. Cancer represents the home. So if you think of Cancer as your house, and therefore Scorpio would be someone else's house or someone else's dwelling. So Taurus represents your money, Scorpio represents other people's money. So we can apply the same principle to Cancer here. The first Decan and the third Decan of Cancer versus the second Decan of Cancer. The third Decan of Cancer would be our house, Pisces. Pisces has to do with the collective, the ocean, the endless, vast expansiveness. Scorpio is very deep. Think of a deep and narrow lake where the sun cannot get to the bottom. The sunlight does not get to the bottom, and it actually in the deepest parts of the ocean, they rely more on geothermal energy than sunlight for heat. With that being said, the second Decan of Cancer could quite literally involve something like narcissism, to where it is the lack of personal security that causes someone to be manipulative and has the need to control others and to take from them. That particularly being validation and fear, or taking emotional energy from them. This could be in the case of someone who, is a serial killer. They feel the need to take a life of another person, and this oftentimes stems from insecurity, the lack of security and control over one's own life. So, and on another note, Scorpio, the second decan of Cancer, could quite literally involve buying a house and then selling it for more money. This is a less insidious one and more obvious, but it is there as a means of security. This could do with the stock market, with investing in other people's businesses, in something else that other people have, and essentially allowing someone else to do the work and then reap the profit off of it. And I'm not against this, I'm just simply pointing it out as it is. So, that should do for the second decan of Cancer. I know I had to make a separate video on this. However, I think it is pretty important, and we'll see each other from here.